Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather for next week to 10 days for today's second video. So day 10 is going to take us to around the 14th of August, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. We'll take us into the third week of August. And we'll have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. I'll get on that for you very shortly. Just say that the first video released today was the ECMWF 30-day look ahead for UK and rest of Europe too. Looks like there's going to be quite a lot of hot and dry weather across many parts of Europe during this August. A bit of a classic summer month coming up in many areas. Have a look at the EC 30-day look ahead and see what's going on. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to say a big thank you to our latest PayPal donor. I've had a donation for GavsWeatherVids through PayPal. This person wants to stay anonymous, which is absolutely fine. If you would like to make a donation to GavsWeatherVids, but you would rather not have your name mentioned in the videos, then that is not a problem whatsoever. Just let us know when you make your donation. And we'll just say thank you to this anonymous person. That's what I can do right now. So this person knows who they are, I know who they are, and they know who they are. So I'm just going to say a big thank you to Anonymous for your donation to GavsWeatherVids. You're a very, very kind and generous person. So thank you very much, Anonymous, for your donation to GavsWeatherVids. If you'd like to give us a donation through PayPal, all you need to do is come to GavsWeatherVids PayPal page, sign into your PayPal account, and then you can give a donation to GavsWeatherVids. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. You can also become a patron for GavsWeatherVids. We've got 54 patrons at the moment. So hello, thank you so much to our patrons, each and every one of you. If you'd like to become a patron for GavsWeatherVids, again, all you need to do is come to GavsWeatherVids Patreon page, sign up for a Patreon account, assuming you don't already have one, and then you can give an ongoing monthly donation. It can be anything from $1 a month upwards to GavsWeatherVids. That's how you become a patron. You can also become a channel member, the GavsWeatherVids too. So I think we've got just under 40 channel members at the moment. So again, hello and thank you so much to all of our channel members. If you'd like to become a channel member of GavsWeatherVids, again, all you need to do is come to the GavsWeatherVids YouTube homepage, click the join button, and that'll take you to another page where you can see what benefits you get from becoming a channel member, and you can sign up on that page too. Whether you support GavsWeatherVids through PayPal, through Patreon, or through YouTube channel membership, you're helping us to pay for the website, GavsWeatherVids.com, and keep the content online. And a huge, huge thank you to each and every one of you. You can support GavsWeatherVids in other ways, though. It doesn't have to be financial. You can also support GavsWeatherVids by watching the videos, by liking the videos, by sharing the videos, by subscribing to the channel. We've got 7,140 subscribers at the moment. We're putting on subs quite quickly at the moment. So if you aren't subbed to the channel, then please do so. And again, you are supporting GavsWeatherVids by doing that. Thank you so, so much to all of you for the support that you are giving to GavsWeatherVids. A special thank you to Anonymous, for your donation. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for doing that. Okay, so let's move on with the video then. And I'm going to start in the tropical Atlantic. Now we've got this disturbance area here with this yellow X in the tropical Atlantic just there. That is disturbance 1 with a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours and a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 5 days. A small area of showers and thunderstorms continue in association with a trough of low pressure located about 300 miles southwest of Bermuda. Although a weak area of low pressure is expected to form during the next day or so, abundant dry air surrounding the system is likely to limit significant development. This system is forecast to move northwestwards at around 10 miles per hour over the southwest Atlantic today, stall 700 miles southwest of Bermuda tonight, and then drift southwestwards on Thursday. At the moment, we don't have to worry too much about it. We'll keep a close eye. And then, of course, we have Isaias just here. Tropical storm Isaias, which earlier on today went up to a Category 1 hurricane across North Carolina. Isaias is now moving from North Carolina to Virginia and is back down as a tropical storm once again. So, tropical storm Isaias is giving maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour with a minimum set pressure of 993 millibars, and Isaias is moving quickly now north-northeast at around 28 miles per hour. So Isaias is starting to rapidly accelerate as it moves up the eastern seaboard. If we click on the static images from Isaias, we can see that Tropical Storm Isaias is just here currently. It's going to move up this mid-Atlantic east coast and then head northward, so that by tomorrow, Wednesday into Thursday, Isaias will be a post-tropical storm and depression, and he'll be heading up into Canada as well. All of these east coast areas where we've got this blue area just here is under a tropical storm warning, so we can see that from down here on the scale. There is a tropical storm warning for those eastern seaboard areas from Virginia, North Carolina, right way up to Maine, New Hampshire, and those sort of areas. So yes, significant developments will bring a soaking, will bring a drenching to many of those eastern coastal areas with heavy rain and very strong winds too. And then post-tropical storm Isaias will move into Canada from Wednesday into Thursday. So yeah, pretty significant developments on the east coast of the states. Coming back close to home, this is how the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles are looking for the next couple of weeks from old, wetter central. The red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average from London today. A little bit cooler average still across London with the upper air temperatures. Those upper air temperatures are lifting up though over the next few days. It's going to become much warmer in the second half of this coming week. Proper heat coming back up from France once again. This has been well advertised course over the past few days. Going to see temperatures going back at least into below 30 Celsius at the end of this week, down across the southern half of the country, possibly getting up into the mid 30s Celsius on Friday and maybe to Saturday too. This looks like quite a prolonged warm spell of weather coming up, a hot spell of weather coming up from the south and southeast as well. There is a little bit of a dip in the temperature there, but there may be another pickup once again. It's not really till around the middle of August, this period just here, but we see the temperatures beginning to slide away. Then the temperatures start to lower and drop away. But certainly the second week of August, as we've been saying in videos recently, is looking very warm to hot, and particularly so down in the southern part of the country. There will be cooler air coming in from the north over the weekend and drifting southwards. So how much of that cool air we get down into the south and southeast, there's a bit of uncertainty about that. We may turn it a little bit cooler later on in the weekend, just at the start of next week, and then possibly push the temperature up again next week. But with that, there could be an increasing risk of thunderstorms. Precipitation-wise, we see that there's a lot of dry weather on offer till the weekend or the early part of next week, and then precipitation spikes perhaps starting to come back a little bit, and that could be indicative of thunderstorms beginning to move up from the south. Next week might have an increasingly thundery flavour to it. Very warm and hot and humid, yes, but a melting pot of thunderstorms potentially through next week. More about that in a moment. Temperature anomalies from the 4th to the 12th of August are going to be warmer than average, not just the UK but through most parts of Europe as well. Precipitation anomalies from the 4th to 12th of August, drier than average for England and Wales, a little bit wetter for western and southwestern parts of Scotland. Here's the latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net showing us that we're bringing in west to southwesterlies today. Low pressure is dominating the weather today. We've got low pressure in control of the weather out to the northwest of Scotland, and the wind flow arrows showing that we're bringing up west-southwesterlies across the country. Notice though, most parts of Europe are actually under high pressure, and this ridge of high pressure will become increasingly increasingly strong through the rest of this week as the low pressure will start to get pushed away to the northwest with the jet stream as well. So high pressure will be taking over later on in the week, but for today it's low pressure that's in control, bringing quite a lot of rain actually to northern western parts of the country. It is quite a cool wet day up across the northern half of the country today. So this is how the UK Met Office model is looking for Friday. High pressure sitting to our east on Friday, low pressure out to west, drawing up these very warm or hot southerly winds across most parts of the country. We move into Saturday, and there's just a little bit of a suggestion of a Thundery low there across northern parts of France on Saturday. A cold front is coming in from the northwest and the west as well. That's trying to lower the temperature. Ahead of that, in this southeast corner, it is still really very hot potentially on Saturday. Now on Sunday, it all starts to simplify as we just build an area of high pressure over into the north of the country. This changes the wind direction. So there's some sort of cold front. It's a very weak feature, but it's some sort of cold front that's pushing down across the country from Saturday to Sunday. That gets out of the way and leaves us with a cooler and fresher air mass coming in from the east and from the northeast too. So it's mostly settled into Sunday, but temperatures start to cool down and fresh up. However, in that extreme southeast corner, we may actually hang on to the heat right the way through the weekend. I'm talking about southeast of London, really. So somewhere like Kent could hang on to that heat right way through to the weekend. And then through the early part of next week, it looks like it's starting to bring up a trough from the south. That could start to drag up warmer air with it again through the early part of next week, but it could be the trigger for thunderstorms. It's a very subtle and quite complicated pattern that we've got going on here. This is the GFS for Friday. Again, drawing up those hot southerly winds on Friday. Temperatures could get into mid-30 Celsius in the southeast corner. There's the upper air temperatures showing it's particularly hot down in the southeast. Into Saturday, we've got this ridge building in from the west. There is a cold front that's pushing in from the northwest too, introducing cooler and fresher air, but still mainly dry and settled with the high pressure in control. By Sunday, high pressure dominating weather over the country. The air mass is coming in from more of an east to northeasterly direction, so temperatures lower through the second half weekend. But in the extreme southeast corner, you could just about hang on to that heat. Early next week, we start to push this area of low pressure up from France, or we have a go at doing so anyway. That starts to bring the heat back up with it, especially in the southeast, but will be the trigger potentially for thunderstorms. By the middle of next week, we're under a trough of low pressure, so it's looking increasingly volatile next week, with chance of big thunderstorms breaking out as we move up towards day 10, which is the 14th of August. In the more extended range, we start to build up this ridge from the southwest again, so that's turning us mostly dry and quite warm to hot again potentially as we move into the second half of August, and just keeping a lot of anticyclonic influences coming and going really. So this is shaping up to be potentially a very warm and dry August, certainly into the second half of the month, but there is an increased risk of thunderstorms next week. That's how the GM is looking. So the GM is showing, again, drawing up those hot southerly winds on Friday. There's the upper air temperatures. They are looking hot down across the south and the southeast too. Into Saturday, it's still hot in the southeast, but there's a cold front coming in from the northwest, changing the air mass and just lowering the temperature slightly, but still within this area of high pressure. So a lot of dry and settled weather. Look at the big contrast in temperatures, northwest to southeast. Actually rather cool with the temperatures in the far northwest, but in the southeast on Saturday it does still look potentially very hot in that southeastern corner. By Sunday, we're just under a large area of high pressure, loads of dry and fine weather. Then upper air temperatures have lowered though, so it's cooler within that area of high pressure, but it will still be pleasantly warm, of course. And then into the early part of next week, where we start to try and move this low pressure up from France, this Thundery low, that probably increases humidity and the temperature with it. There's the upper air temperatures going back up through the first half next week into the middle of next week, becoming turning hot again in the southeast corner, but at the same time there's a growing risk with that one of increasing thunderstorms, and we take this thundery pattern potentially on into the second half next week. Very warm, yes, but with the risk of big thunderstorms across many parts of the country. So very interesting pattern that's setting up next week, and convective fans of convective potential will be finding these charts a little bit mouth-watering, I think, that we're seeing today for next week. ECM looks like that again, drawing up those hot southerly winds on Friday. There's the upper air temperatures looking hot, particularly so down in the south. Suggestion of a bit of a thundery low in the south on Saturday. Upper air temperatures do look very hot. The 20 Celsius isolated getting close to southern England on Saturday, but cooler air is coming in from the north and the west. So that remains to be seen how much way of thunder we spark off on Saturday. By Sunday, we just go into an area of high pressure over top of the country and change the air mass. We lower the temperature, although the extreme southeast corner is holding on to that heat into Sunday, actually. So we may never quite get rid of the hot temperatures down in the far southeast corner, but most areas will see the temperatures lowering over the weekend. That's Monday. You notice the southeast is still looking pretty hot even then, certainly not getting to the 30 Celsius. And then through next week, the ECM is the same as all of the other models, starting to drift that thundery low up from the south. That's bringing an increase in temperature and humidity through the early part of next week, but also could potentially be sparking off thunderstorms. By day 10, which is Friday the 14th of August, we're drawing in a cooler air mass from the northwest with the ECM and lowering the temperature. Prayer temperatures are lowering a lot by day 10, 14th of August with the ECMWF. These are the maximum temperatures with that ECM run. So today it's pretty warm in the east and the southeast, temperatures somewhere around 21, 22. Otherwise, it's rather cool. It won't be as cold tonight as it was last night. It was quite an unusually cold night for many parts of the country for August. Last night won't be as cold as that tonight. Into tomorrow, it's a warmer day, particularly for England and Wales, with temperatures going into the mid-20s Celsius. And then into Thursday, warmer still, temperatures rising up probably to around the upper 20s Celsius in this southeastern quarter. Could be reached around 28, maybe even 30 degrees somewhere like London on Thursday. And then into Friday. Friday is a hotter day still across many parts of the country, particularly southern and eastern areas. We've got again these deep red colours appearing, so that's taking us into the low to possibly mid 30 Celsius on Friday. Certainly low 30 Celsius, 32 is achievable here, 32, 33, and maybe a bit higher than that. Very warm night in the southeast on Friday night. Saturday is not as hot, but still very warm, too hot down in the south in particular, with temperatures in those orange to near red shadings. That's upper 20s to possibly around 30 Celsius. And then we go through into next week, and again the suggestion is always there that the south hangs on to the heat, really. Anywhere from Wales and Midlands north is a little bit cooler for the early part of next week, and then that warmth starts spreading northwards through the middle and second half of next week. But always looking very warm to hot down in that southeast and southern part of the country, right the way up towards day 10. Really, precipitation wise, we look like this. So it is cool and wet up in the north today. Again, all this is coming from tometeo.com. Cool and wet up in the north today. Tomorrow, shy rain in the north and in the west. Then we go drier, of course, as we're turning hotter. It's also turning drier across most parts of the country through the second half next week. Maybe a bit of thunder there around the 10th of August across parts of Wales and Midlands. Some thunderstorms breaking out there through the course of next week, and then we go through next week an increasing risk of showers or thunderstorms, maybe in some longer spells of thundery rain really through the middle part of that next week, and some of those storms still around as we go up towards day 10. So next week definitely has an increasing thundery flavour to it on this morning's model output. Convective fans, take note, we could be in for a classic spell of thundery weather next week. This is the option that's on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 via the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 14th of August. Have 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to our north and drawing in these very warm to potentially quite hot east or southeasterly winds. But we could have a Thundery breakdown going on as well as some lower pressure through here. We go through to day 10, 2 weeks I should say, that was day 10. We go through to 2 weeks out, which gets us to the 19th of August. Loads of options to go at then. We have 12 members of the ECM ensembles here with high pressure over to the northeast. They bring in very warm easterly winds. We have 9 with high pressure to our northeast again, bringing in a lot of warmth from the east. 9 with high pressure just here over top of the country. Another 9 down here with a trough of low pressure over top of the country. That's going to be a cool, unsettled, dare I say it, maybe slightly autumnal option. 6 with low pressure to our east and high pressure to the west. That's going to be cool and unsettled as well. Winds in from the north, and then another 6 just here with low pressure out to the northwest, and that's bringing in a westerly flow. So really quite interesting actually. All 3 of these top options are like summer-like. Really, they're going to be high pressure and warm or hot. The 3 bottom options down here, they're all much cooler and much more unsettled. I think if you divvy it all up, it probably comes out at very close to a 50-50 split between the ECM ensembles, which way they're going in 2 weeks' time. So we may see a continuation of summer going into the 3rd week of August. Alternatively, we could turn things a lot cooler and a lot more unsettled, dare I say it, maybe in a tad autumnal through the 3rd week of August. It all remains to be seen, and it's all to play for. Right, let's just have a look at CFSV2 before we go. These are 500 millibar heights, so break down into week periods. The first week period will take us from the 4th to the 10th of August. The coming week has high pressure over to the east of the country. Low pressure is out to the northwest. We're drawing up very warm to hot southerly winds, and yes, high pressure dominates and it's dry and hot. Week 2 is going to be the 11th to the 17th of August with high pressure to our east, low pressure to the southwest. Again, we draw up those hot southerly to southeasterly winds, and yeah, so a couple of weeks of real classic summer-like weather coming up there potentially. All change though for week 3. This is the 18th to 24th of August. Low pressure then appears to the north of Scotland. High pressure is collapsing into eastern and southeastern Europe. We bring in winds off the Atlantic. That's turning cooler and more unsettled quite obviously. And then we go through to week 4, which is 25th to 31st of August, with low pressure out to west and northwest. High pressure somewhere towards Germany. So this could be unsettled, potentially quite warm and volatile. We might be drawing up the air from the southerly southwesterly direction, but I think we're on the more unsettled side with that one, with low pressure just out to our west and northwest as well. Okay, so that's it. So basically we're looking at very hot conditions for the end of this week and into the weekend. Then probably a bit of a cool down later in the weekend, although the extreme southeast corner could hold on to that heat right way through the weekend. But most areas will cool down a little bit over the weekend after a hot start. Early next week, we probably start to push that heat back northwards again, but at the same time, an increasing risk of volatility, an increasing risk of heavy showers and thunderstorms moving up from the south through the course of next week. So next week could turn out to be a very warm and humid week, but also quite a fungy week as well, with chance of some big storms moving up from the south. We haven't had a classic thundery spell for quite a few years now, and maybe next week will be it. So watch your specs on that. Right, so that's it for videos for today. Now, tomorrow, I'm having a quiet day, as usual, on a Wednesday. So my good pal Savvy will be doing the 5-day forecast for us tomorrow. Going to be another very interesting 5-day forecast for Savvy to get his teeth into. And then I'll be coming along at 6 o'clock tomorrow night with a live stream. And within that live stream, we will sort of live stream a regular 10 to 14 day video update. So we'll do everything that we've done in this video again tomorrow, but we'll do it within the live stream from 6 o'clock. Before then, though, Savvy will have the 5-day forecast for you. Okay, so that's all for now, and thanks for watching.